Shannon, listen up. This weekend we're hosting a barbecue party for the whole company. You better start preparing now, got it?
Wait, this weekend? I thought it was 2 weeks from now.
Not anymore, it's not. We just beat the last quarter's sales by a decent margin. We need to celebrate all the hard work that everyone's put in these past 3 months. This doesn't happen every day. It's really important. It needs to be perfect. Understood?
Wow, that is quite impressive, actually. Everyone definitely deserves a pat on the back for the hard work. But wouldn't it be better to just give everyone some extra vacation time or something? I don't know. Taking people's weekends for a work barbecue doesn't seem like the best move. I just feel kind of bad for them, you know? Like, oh, you put in some great work? Cool, now come in on your day off.
Why in the world would you feel bad for them? Don't be ridiculous. I'll be paying for everything. And I don't plan on cheaping out on the food either. I'm just a benevolent boss like that.
Stuffing your face with food is nice and all, but being able to sit down and rest every once in a while would be better. Everyone's been working constantly to make this happen, Adam. Come on, let's let them chill for a bit. Say a week or so, and then we can host the party. I'm willing to bet they've all got plans with their families and friends and stuff. Why not let them enjoy all that?
They spend every single day with their families, and I bet they're sick to death of their friends, too. What they need is a change of pace like this. Trust me. This party is way more important. It's not every day you see this big of an uptick in sales. Actually, you know what? How about we let them bring their family and a friend or two as well? Surely that's enough for them.
I'm not sure. I doubt it. Bringing in people's family and friends might just make everything really awkward.
God, you're so annoying. You know that? Are you getting paid just to shoot down every good idea I have? I just want to thank these people somehow. What's so wrong with that? Do you really think that they don't deserve anything for all their hard work?
No, of course I believe that they deserve a reward. But instead of a sudden work party, just give them time off instead. I'm sure they'd appreciate it way more.
I've had enough of your lip. I'm the boss around here. If I say this party is happening, it's happening. Understood? Now get preparing for the event. You've only got a few days, and it's your head that will roll if it goes badly. If you mess this up and make me look bad, you will regret it. Now go put in some orders for the food. Only the highest quality, got it?
Hey, Shannon. Weird question, I know. What were you doing at that really fancy butcher's place? Aren't you vegetarian? Or did you finally give that up? You were carrying a massive bag, too. What was that all about? Well, I probably should be asking if it was you first.
Whoa, Kathy? We haven't spoken since, what, high school? Surprised you still have my number saved. But yeah, that was me you saw. Could you tell I was struggling to carry the bag with how heavy it was? How could you tell it was me, though? My hair's totally different from how I had it back then.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't 100% sure that it really was you. I just thought, oh, she looks familiar from somewhere. Then I had that light bulb moment and decided to pop you a message and see if it was actually you.
You know, you could have just walked up to me and said hi. I don't bite Kathy. Usually, anyway.
Nope, I know myself too well for that. I would have ran away with some of that food like a little raccoon. And I can't be doing that. I'm on a diet right now. Trying to lose some of that stubborn fat, and it's such a pain. Speaking of which, how come you bought all that food? You're not going to eat it all by yourself, right?
No, I'm not trying to send myself to an early grave. I got all this stuff because my husband will be hosting this barbecue party at work, and we'll have quite a few guests.
Wait, you're married? I never thought I'd see the day.
Have been for a few years, actually. Still haven't gotten used to it, though. Anyway, basically my husband decided that he's hosting this barbecue party for work as a celebration, and that it has to be this weekend. Even though that's a few days away. So I've just been running around all day, buying all the crap we'll need.
Whoa, okay, slow down a bit, babes. Let me get something straight. Your husband's organizing a pretty big event. Is he some bigwig over at the company or something?
Yeah, he owns the company. Built it from the ground up by himself. Although nowadays he comes to me for help with basically everything, like I'm his secretary or something. Maybe I should ask for a raise.
Wow. How did you do it, Shannon? Tell me your secrets. Not to be rude or anything, but back in school, you were like average at best. I can't even imagine how you pulled someone like him. Oh, wait, let me guess. Did you use one of those pheromone perfumes? I hear those work well.
Trust me, my husband isn't anywhere near as impressive as you think he is. The company isn't a massive one or anything. He only started it after we got married, and it's not been around for that long.
Massive or not, he's still the president of his own company. That's impressive enough for me. And the size of the company clearly isn't affecting the size of his wallet. I'm betting he pays you pretty well for just being his secretary. That butcher's you went into was the most expensive place around here. I bet he's got some money to throw around. You must be doing pretty well for yourself. No wonder your hair looks so much nicer. I'm a bit jealous.
Oh, come on, it's not to that extent. Trust me. This is just a really special occasion, so he wanted to pull out all the stops, I suppose.
Don't be so modest. It's unbefitting. Except that you're married to a super rich CEO. It's fine. You might as well admit it, since you're acting like it anyway. Meanwhile, I am stuck eating those crappy microwavable meals, since I can't afford anything else. My boyfriend had the nerve to break up with me, even though everything was his fault, so I haven't been doing great recently. He even kicked me out. It's crazy how different our lives are, even though we used to be on the same level not that long ago.
Wait, he kicked you out? Even though you didn't have anywhere else to go? That's horrible.
I know, right? He said he wanted to live together, so I figured he'd pop the question soon. Even quit my job. I thought he'd want me to be a stay-at-home mom, and he just wound up doing one of the worst things he could have. Apparently, he didn't even want me to be a stay-at-home mom. Said we could have split the housework. What man wants to split housework? I bet he didn't even plan to marry me. He said we were moving too fast, too. It was his idea to move in. God, I really don't get guys like him.
Wow, that's quite a lot.
I know, right? It's his fault I'm living in a crappy studio apartment right now. I've been buying dinner out of the bargain bin half the time. Not that it matters anymore. I think my luck's finally turning around. Took long enough.
Oh, is it? I'm glad to hear that. Did you get a raise at work?
Not quite. But it is something to do with money, that's for sure. Suddenly, I'm a lot happier that I got to talk to you again, Shannon. Maybe you were my guardian angel all along. Anyway, I've got something I need to do, so we'll have to continue the conversation at some other point. Make sure you enjoy being married to a company president while you still can. You never know what might happen.
What do you think you're doing? Open the door already! I'm being serious! This weird joke stopped being funny like 15 minutes ago. If you don't let me back in, I'm calling the cops. I swear. It's my house! What gives you the right to do this?
Are you sure about that? I think it's safe to say that, from today on, this isn't your house anymore. Don't worry, I'll make sure to value my wallet and the man attached to it way more than you ever did.
What are you talking about? I value Adam.
Clearly, you didn't value him enough. He jumped at the idea of being with someone new. I hardly had to convince him. So I guess you'll have to find someone else that'll be willing to wife you up. Good luck with that.
As if. I'll speak with him myself. I bet you're lying about all this. There's no way he'd be okay with this crap. And stop acting like he's already divorced me. You haven't replaced me, and you won't. Just you wait. You'll pay for this.
Oh, will I? I'm not so sure about that. Can't say I'm particularly intimidated by you right now. You're the one that's stuck outside like a dirty dog, not me. And I doubt you're ever getting back in. Poor sweet Adam's head over heels for me now. He said that he's already got the divorce papers ready. And the papers for our marriage, too.
What? He can't divorce me just like that. Both partners need to agree. What have you done?
Me? Oh, nothing. It was his choice, you know? All he had to do was copy your signature. Looked pretty accurate to me. He's sat right next to me right now, actually. Says he's glad to be rid of you. Apparently, you're horrible in bed compared to me.
No, I refuse to believe he'd cheat on me. That's not the Adam I know. And with you? You didn't even know he existed like 2 months ago. How could you ever pull this off? And how could he forge a signature like that? I never knew he could do that. I still don't believe it. You must be lying.
You know, Shannon, I'm so glad I messaged you that day. Really. Thanks to that, I got to meet my little sweetling. He's such a gent. Nothing like my old crappy boyfriend.
You're just dancing around the subject. Tell me, what have you done to my husband?
Don't worry your pretty little head about it. It wasn't anything illegal. I just found out where you live. You really shouldn't post that stuff on social media, you know. After that, all I had to do was walk around the area until I bumped into him. And when I saw him, bam, that was when I struck. Made an excuse to talk to him and turned the charm up to 11. And unlike you, that was really easy. I know how to make a high-value man like him salivate after me. It really isn't that difficult. Of course, I don't expect you to know anything about that.
You aren't kidding, are you? How long has this been going on for?
Long enough. Honestly, I was expecting this to be way harder than it was. Thought a married man would be a bit more faithful, but nope. Then again, if I was a man and I had to choose between you and me, I'd choose myself any day too. It just makes sense.
You're horrible.
Maybe, but I guess my Adam likes horrible women. He wasn't that fond of you even before he met me. You want to know what he told me? He said he'd been thinking of getting rid of you for a while anyway. He said you were always sticking your nose into company business and telling him what he should be doing. He was sick of you, babes. Even if I didn't trot along, he would have gotten rid of you pretty soon.
Are you serious? All I wanted to do was help however I could. Everything I said was in the best interest of the company. He never said anything. I had no clue that's what he thought about my advice. Why didn't he say anything?
Wow, you're even more naive than I thought. The only thing a wife needs to do is this. Sit by his side and look pretty. But I guess you wouldn't even be able to do that, huh? He's a hardworking man who's constantly out in a cold, harsh world. You should have been providing him with warmth and softness. That was your duty as his wife. You were an idiot to think that you had any right to tell him what he should be doing.
But then, I might as well just not be a person. At that point, I'd just be a robot doing whatever he wants.
Not quite. There's a big difference between someone who knows their place and someone who just follows orders. When it comes to love, you need to make sacrifices. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But I suppose you expect to get all of his money without needing to give anything in exchange. No wonder he didn't love you anymore. You acted like a little more than a piece of furniture. So I think it's in your best interest to just take the divorce. Not like you have much of a choice anyway.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't really have much of a choice. Not that I ever did. I was such an idiot. My husband hasn't loved me for God knows how long. One of my old friends took him from right under my nose. He's not the man I married. And you're not the girl I was friends with.
Glad we've come to an understanding. I'll gladly take the seat of trophy wife. And what a trophy I'll be. Sorry, not sorry. I'm a much better fit for this position anyway. I'll make sure to enjoy and actually value the life you threw away.
Go ahead. I doubt his company will last for much longer.
What do you mean?
Oh, don't worry about it. And by the way, I really appreciate you two saving me the trouble of having to sign all of those papers. I suppose I need to look for a new home now. Best get started as soon as I can. I wonder if any real estate agents are still open at this hour. I guess I should just look around and see.
Who cares about the real estate agents? What do you mean his company won't last? Explain yourself! His company was big enough to host a massive barbecue. Why would it go belly up out of nowhere like that?
Well, you know, all of the staff that were invited to that party, well, there's been a bit of an issue. It seems like they weren't too fond of working under someone as tyrannical as your sweet Adam. So they all decided to quit at the same time. It was a bit of a shock for me, so I can only imagine how the big boss will react.
All of them?
Yes, all of them. They all came to me and handed me their 1-month notices. And on my way back home, I was just wondering how I'd tell Adam about it. I was really worried, you know? I expected to have to tell him face to face, but the woman who he's been cheating on me with decided to kick me out. So much has happened today. I need a drink. Or 2. Or maybe 3. Yeah, 3 drinks sound great right about now. Mind helping me choose something? I feel like having a cocktail of some kind.
Who cares about your drinks? Explain yourself! What do you mean everyone quit at the same time? There's no way that would happen.
Oh, but there is. Especially if you know who they were working for. They've been sick of him for a while now. He's not exactly the most cooperative person. Don't know if you were aware. I've been doing my best to keep things afloat, but there's only so much I can do. I'm only human, after all. I guess they reached their breaking point. Not that I blame them. And besides, even if I wanted to stop them, there isn't anything I could really do about it.
What? Why?
Oh, well, I don't really have a stake in the company anymore. I forgot why. And I'm sure Adam doesn't need my help anyway. It was all thanks to his hard work that the company grew as much as it did anyway. But he is also really result-focused, if you haven't noticed. So I guess it was only a matter of time until this happened.
Are you being serious? Do his employees hate him or something?
Well, you see, Adam's a really big fan of work. Basically in a relationship with his job. Even goes in on his days off. But he has this one tiny bad habit. He holds everyone else to those unreasonable standards as well. And he's super strict, especially when it comes to the numbers. Sales always need to go up. Expenses always need to go down. No matter what. So you can imagine that the people working for him got tired of it.
Oh no!
He's been especially hard on them recently. And when they thought they would finally get some time off, they found out the company was hosting a party. Most people seemed annoyed that attendance was compulsory. By itself, it's not that big of a deal, but I guess it was the straw that broke the camel's back. And they'd all had enough of him. Gathered up and decided to quit at the same time. They also knew how unreasonable he can be. So they came to me, so that I'd pass on the message. I was basically his secretary anyway.
Okay, here's a question. Let's say that everyone does quit. What kind of position would the company be in?
Not a great one, I'll tell you that. The only reason he's doing so well for himself is because he gets so much help from his employees. Without him, well, let's just say he'd have to do a lot more work.
So what does that mean exactly?
It means you're going to have to put in a lot of work if you want the company to stay afloat. Unless you want to wind up on the streets, of course.
No way! That's not what I signed up for! I wanted to have an easy life where I just sit around and do nothing! Not work my hands to the bone just to be doing okay for myself! I would have stayed single if I wanted that.
Don't want to work your hands down to the bone? You better find some new employees then. But then again, I'm not sure if there are that many people that would want to work there. The company has a bit of a reputation.
Oh no!
Oh, whoops. I think I've said a bit too much. I don't want to ruin your perception of your new husband, you know? It would be an absolute tragedy if you fell out of love with him this fast.
Respond already! I know what you told Catherine. Did they all seriously quit?
Not to worry. I have left all of the paperwork in your mailbox. You may read it at your leisure. I would recommend starting sooner rather than later. There is a lot to get through.
Quit messing with me! How could they be so ungrateful? After everything I did for them. And they didn't even have the decency to say it to my face. I hired them, and this is how they treat me? Cowards. Every single one of them. I never should have trusted any of them. They're all backstabbing rats, and I'll make sure I get payback.
On the contrary, I would argue that they had no reason to swear allegiance to you. Professional relationships such as those are purely transactional. They provide their skills for your company in exchange for their salaries. If anything, you should be grateful that they abandoned you now instead of doing so earlier. After all, it was for your sake that they slaved away every day. It was you who ended up driving them all off. Unless you realize that rather obvious fact, you will not find anyone to replace the workers you have lost.
Who do you think you are talking to me like that?
A voice of reason. Anyway, you and Kathy can sort the rest out.
You don't need to tell me twice. That's what I was planning on doing anyway. I'm a skilled businessman. I can handle a situation like this any day. Just you watch. I'm special. Unlike all of those fools that quit. I know what I'm doing. I know the real value of others. I know how to treat those that have served me well. Send all of those cowards a message for me. I will make sure that they can never find another job in this field as punishment for their betrayal.
You can't be serious.
Oh, but I am. They should have respected me while they had the chance. Now they'll never work again.
Keep telling yourself that, if it'll help you sleep at night. This dream of yours won't come true, though. I plan on hiring all of them.
Huh? What do you mean you'll hire them?
You know, it's kind of funny. After they handed me their notices, your old employees asked me to start my own company.
What? And what, you just took them seriously? Do you really think that someone like you could start a company? You are barely even a secretary to me. It'll fall apart before the year's out. Mark my words.
I suppose you better mark your calendar. We'll see if you're right in 12 months. Something tells me my company will be doing just fine, though. I spoke to quite a few of your clients as well. They suggested that I should make my own company, too.
What? My clients said that?
It's not just your employees that were sick to death of how you lead the company. I think I've managed to piece together how everyone sees you after all the conversations I've had. You're arrogant, selfish, and an absolute pain to deal with in general. And I have to say, I think I agree with them. So they've said that they'd be more than willing to do business with me, should I start my own company. It sounds like we'd have a decent leg up on you.
Don't you dare! Do you know how long it took me to gather all those clients?
I'm sure it'll take a lot of time and money to get it off the ground. But if I've basically got people lining up for it, I don't see why I wouldn't give it a shot. I'm sure I'll do better than you anyway.
As if. You'll never be half as successful as I was. You don't have it in you. I had to devote all of myself to this position. You just don't understand how hard it really is to run a company. But you'll find out soon enough. You'll learn that unless you're as gifted as I am, you stand no chance in the business world.
Gifted? Somehow, I don't think that's the best word to describe you. A truly gifted person wouldn't have let all of his employees quit on him at the same time.
Why, you...
I have to say, you're not very convincing. Especially when you're running around yelling how skilled you are with nothing to show for it. If you can do as well as you did, I don't think I have a reason to be worried about my own performance. I'm sure I'll do well. You'll see.
You wish. I bet you're lying about the thing with the clients, too. There's no way they'd all back you up like that. They have no reason to.
I suppose time will tell, won't it? Just sit back and watch the show, dear. You better get ready to be overtaken by a new rival company.
This wasn't supposed to happen. I married the rich guy, so why is my life so hard? Why did you do this to us?
Oh, what's wrong, Catherine? You got what you wanted, didn't you? You married the big, rich company president. So why do you seem so unhappy still?
What do you think? We still haven't managed to hire anyone else. How am I supposed to have an easy life if I'm working 50 hours a week? I think I'll just divorce this guy and move on with my life.
What? You're thinking of divorce already? You two haven't been married for that long, though. What's with the sudden switch?
You think I married this guy out of love? Of course not. I just wanted to have a lot of money. Go out partying every night, enjoying my youth, the whole 9 yards. But I got the exact opposite of that. I'm even worse off than I was before. I'm having those crappy microwave meals even more often now. There wasn't even any point in stealing this guy. He's completely useless.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry that your life sunk even further down the drain.
Stop it with the sarcasm. You're the one who stole all of our employees and clients. We're just barely out of the red. This is all your fault.
Me? Steal? You're the only one here that's done any stealing. Don't you ever forget that. Everyone just chose to come to my company because it's better than what you two are offering. Actually, no. They abandoned you two first and foremost. Them coming to me afterwards is just a nice bonus.
I'm so sick of you. Adam's being all cold with me now because of all the stress, too. You know what he said to me recently? He said he was so happy that we're married because he doesn't have to pay me. What kind of husband is he? He wants me to work 12-hour shifts for him for free.
I never could have predicted that. Wait, no, I could have. And I did.
And that's not all either. He's making me do all the housework, too. Just because I'm his wife. At work, I'm running around basically handling everything by myself. And then when I get home, I run around even more, cooking and cleaning all by myself. I am just so sick and tired of all of this.
That sounds tough. I almost feel bad for you. Almost.
I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna divorce him. So, please, help me out here. You know I wouldn't ask unless I really needed it.
Wow, I actually didn't expect that.
Even if I get divorced, no bank will grant me a mortgage. Not one on any half-decent houses, at least. But you took so much from Adam, didn't you? He had to pay you alimony, didn't he? And your business has been doing pretty well, so you must have some money lying around. So please, lend me some money. I promise I'll give it back once I'm back on my feet.
Well, I don't know. Sure, I feel bad for you, but there's no chance I'm ever giving you a single dollar of mine. If you want to divorce Adam that badly, go ahead and do it. You're a smart cookie. You can figure out what to do after that.
Seriously? Are you really going to screw over one of your oldest friends? Come on, how long have we known each other for? 10 years? 15? You can't do this to me!
Friends don't usually steal each other's husbands, as far as I'm aware. I have no reason to help someone like you. You don't deserve my help.
Wait, but…
Anyway, I have a meeting really soon, so I'm afraid I can't waste any more time on you. I'm a busy bee. You best get back to work too, if you want to survive.
Please wait! Don't just leave me like that! Help me out somehow!
Not a chance. See you never. For your sake, though, I hope you'll pull through somehow. In the end, Adam wound up losing what little he had left and going bankrupt. Leading people takes more than just good business sense. It takes people skills. Meanwhile, it seems that Catherine has been unable to get the divorce she wanted for whatever reason. So when the company went bankrupt, they had little choice but to work together to pay off their debts. Speaking of companies, mine has been doing pretty well thanks to everyone's support. It's on track for a lot more growth already. I try to make sure that everyone gets more than enough rest so that they can give 110% while working. Thankfully, my employees seem to be more than pleased with my methods, and I haven't heard any complaints. One thing I do keep hearing, however, is the phone ringing. We're constantly getting new clients, and I hope it'll stay that way for a while. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave us a comment down below, and we shall see you in the next one.